Georgia's defense has been elite. Offense, not so much. Whose fault was it, though? Kirby's or Jake Fromm's? Let's talk about it. Right, what's going on, everybody? Christian Ballard here, Ballard Sports Media. Hope you guys enjoyed that new video intro. I'm trying to get more professional with the channel, with my videos and everything, trying to be a sportscaster and everything, as you guys know. So, but today, talking Georgia football, just a quick rundown. Of course, I did all those season preview and predictions, looked at the games, gave record predictions and stuff. But I want to look at Georgia. And shout out to the Georgia fans that watch this channel, especially my man Chess Hall. Shout out to you, man. Appreciate you. Georgia, great on defense. Signed the #1 recruiting class last year. They look like they're recruiting pretty well this upcoming class, too. Kirby Smart. Georgia fans love Kirby Smart, don't they? What about Kirby? Well, he's from Alabama, right? Kirby Smart was at Alabama for like, what, 4 or 5 years maybe it was. This guy was the defensive coordinator well, actually, I take that back. Reading here, he was the defensive coordinator when Saban first got there. Or he was an assistant coach in 2007. He was given the defensive coordinator job in 2008 until he left, in 2015 after the 2015 season. So he was there for a long time. Now, Alabama is known for having great defenses. Of course, defense wins championships. We've seen that. The 21-0 shutout against LSU and all that. That was Kirby Smart, man. All the defensive guys, Marcel Darius, you have guys like Terrence Cody. You have guys, Eddie Lacy. All those guys were recruited by Kirby Smart in Alabama. Fast forward a little bit, blah, blah, blah. We know he's head coach at Georgia since 2016. But offense, it hasn't been the best for Kirby. Let's look at 2017, right? That year, Georgia wins the SEC, wins the East and all that. Only one loss to Auburn. 40-17, I believe, was the final score. From there on, they got it turned around real quick. They go on to win the SEC title game in a rematch over Auburn, who won the West that year by beating Alabama in the Iron Bowl. So they beat Auburn. It was like, 28-0, 28-7, whatever it was. It was a bit better. Fast forward all the way to the Rose Bowl. Now, say what you want about Oklahoma. I thought Jake Fromm looked pretty good in that Rose Bowl game. Really, it was Nick Chubb and Sony Michel, right? But they put up 54 points. Regardless of how they got there, they scored 54 points in a Rose Bowl win in double overtime. Now, then again, Oklahoma has no defense whatsoever. Big 12 is just defensive loss. Lost trying to find defense anywhere, really. I digress. The next year, they have a chance to make it back to the playoff, to win the East again, to maybe find redemption because they lose the championship to Alabama. Right? They lose 26-23 in overtime. Second and 26. We know about all that, right? I made a video about Georgia and Alabama. Go watch it. Let's see. So they lose the championship. They come back. 2 years ago, I believe they have only lost to LSU. Okay, LSU was really good in 2018. Cool. Uh, they meet Alabama again in Atlanta. Of course, we know Jalen Hurts comes off the bench for that game. The greatest Alabama quarterback ever. I'm sorry, he's an Oklahoma quarterback. I'm sorry, my bad. No, he'll always be a Bama quarterback. But anyway, they lose the SEC title game. They're 0-2 against Alabama and everything, right? Next year, win the East again. So they've won the East like 3 or 4 years in a row now. But Jake Fromm has been the quarterback. They had Justin Fields. Justin Fields should have started for Georgia. But Kirby, for some reason, didn't want to switch over to Justin Fields. He's like, no, I like Jake Fromm. I like Jake Fromm. He's my guy, right? We're going to find out this year. This is the point of the video here, folks. We're going to find out this year if it was Jake Fromm or if it was Kirby Smart. Because Jamie Newman will be the starting quarterback for Georgia most likely. And this guy's got a heck of an arm. I like Jamie Newman. I'm high on him. Heisman hopeful, a Heisman candidate, if anything. And from what I hear from Georgia fans, I mean, Chess Hall, shout out to you again, man. I mean, we talk about this all the time. Jamie Newman's the guy. Jamie Newman, right? So... We're going to find out this year if it was Kirby Smart's fault. And I've heard Georgia fans say Kirby needs to stay away and just let the coordinators handle the offense. He shouldn't be messing with it. He's a defensive-minded coach anyway. Defensively, he's got it all laid out. It's planned. It's good to go. It's elite. Offensively, though, outside of like the running back position, and yeah, they've had some good offensive tackles. Andrew Thomas, Isaiah Wilson, or, all those guys. Solomon Kinley. Those guys have gone to the NFL now. The only thing is, man, is quarterback play. They have elite receivers. They had elite receivers when Fromm was there. He's not with the Bills. They had elite receivers. They just didn't have the right leader. You can say whatever you want to about Jake Fromm and, oh, well, he did this in that game. He threw touchdown passes. Any quarterback can throw a touchdown pass. Anyone can throw a football. He was inconsistent with the game on the line, and when he was under pressure, his decision-making, this is what's wrong with Jake Fromm, is his decision-making. He can't handle it. Pressure's on you, Jake Fromm. Go out and do it. I'm putting it in your hands. That's your mistake, Kirby. But you want to put the game in Jamie Newman's hands, go right ahead. I have faith in Jamie Newman. I think he'll be great for the Dogs this year. And I just have a feeling we're going to find out, man, if Jamie Newman is the starter for Georgia. Or maybe... If Kirby sees the competition and a guy like Carson Beck or whoever, we talk about all that. Whoever the quarterback is, I don't see how you could have a guy that's probably worse than Fromm, at least in terms of Georgia's quarterback. And I'm not trying to be mean to Jake Fromm or anything, but I'm just saying. So we're gonna find out this year. If Jamie Newman is the quarterback for Georgia, we're going to find out real quick if this is all Kirby's fault and he just can't handle offense. Because he has the recruiting down. And of course you got great running backs, Sony Michel, Nick Chubb, and D'Andre Swift, and go back a few years, Todd Gurley. They've had great running backs, right? At Georgia in recruiting. Mecole Hardman. Riley Ridley, receivers. The talent outside of quarterback is good all the way around. He can recruit it. Question is, can he handle coaching it? And we're going to find out, not only with Georgia, but even with the Bills. I don't see where Jake Fromm's going to fit in much. I mean, you got this young guy in Josh Allen, and I mean, he'll be backup, I guess. You want to give him a chance, cool. Go with it. But if Jamie Newman is the quarterback for Georgia, which again, most likely he will be, and the offense is still struggling like it has been, I'm not saying fire Kirby. I'm just saying you need to tell Kirby to leave it alone. Because if Jamie Newman goes out there and he can't handle it, then it's obviously Kirby Smart. I'm gonna stick to my gut feeling and say maybe Jake Fromm was the problem. And maybe a guy like Chess Hall, again, shout out to you, man. He has said for Kirby to leave it alone. Leave it alone, Kirby Smart. I kind of agree, but at the same time, you're a head coach. You can't help but just take control of the team. That's just how it is. Yes, there's coordinators. Yes, recruiting and everything, cool. Go recruit. Be a head coach and recruit. You recruit really, really well, even on offense. Defensive, especially. See, defense isn't the problem for Georgia. They got defense. Ask any Alabama fan. They'll tell you. Ask anybody. They got great defensive players. Safeties, cornerbacks, defensive line, Look at guys like Richard LeCount, who's going to be a draft prospect next year, I think. Did he get drafted last year? I don't know. Richard LeCount, Eric Stokes, Tyler Clark, David Bellamy, to name a few guys that I have seen from Georgia recently. They got it on defense. They need Kirby has got to figure out offense real quick. Yes, defense wins championships. Yes, you got to defend. You need defense. The defense, if they're good enough, they could just get some pick sixes. You got to throw the ball too, man. You need offense in the game. So we will find out, was it Kirby or Jake Fromm that caused Georgia pain on the offensive side of the ball? Because if Jamie Newman can't do it this year, I like Jamie Newman. I think he can do it. But I don't see how we could see Jamie Newman go in there and him be a bust or anything. I think if he goes in there and he's doing bad, then there's something wrong with the way that Kirby Smart is running things as far as offense goes. So, that being said, I mean, it just is what it is. So, I mean, we'll figure out real quick this season. Against... How did Georgia lost to a South Carolina team last year that ended up being 4-8 or 5-7 at their home stadium in Athens. The score was double. It was double overtime. Hold on. (20-17) in double overtime. The only points scored in the overtime period was a field goal by the Gamecocks in the second overtime, right? And I bring this game up because that's their loss, right? And that was a bad loss. A 2-3 South Carolina Gamecock team goes on the road to Athens and beats the number 5 team in the country who's 5-0. In overtime, double overtime, whatever. In overtime. By a field goal. And that undefeated Georgia team only scored 17 points at their home stadium against a really bad and down South Carolina Gamecock team. Right? So, we're going to find out. If Jamie Newman can't do it, it's obviously Kirby Smart. I'm not saying you should fire him, but you need to get him some lessons on how to coach an offense. But I honestly think they get it turned around. I do. I'm letting you know that now, Dog fans, but I'm also letting you know that if it doesn't get turned around with Jamie Newman, it just... I don't see how it could get any worse than it was with Jake Fromm. I'm just letting you know that now. So you guys get what I'm trying to say here. We're going to find out if it was Kirby's fault, which, again, you know, Georgia fans are saying he needs to leave it alone and just let the coordinators handle it. I would agree. It's like, just go get players and let the coaches train them and all that. Okay, cool. But we'll find out real quick. I like Jamie Newman. I think they get it turned around this year. But if they don't, man, what is Georgia going to say about Kirby Smart and the way he handles his offense for his team? We'll find out. Now, again, I get it. He's a defensive-minded coach. But if you're going to be a head coach, man, you got to figure out offense. He's been there for like 5 years. I haven't seen him figure it out yet. So, but we'll see. Anyway, that's it for this video. Dog fans, I tried to be fair with this. I really did. We're going to find out. Just call it what it is. The offense hasn't been that great, especially last year. It's had its struggles. Jake Fromm is not that great of a quarterback. I'm sorry. He's not elite. Give him a chance in the NFL, cool. And you know and I know that Kirby does need to just calm down with the offense a bit. You know, obviously, you know, running game has been great, but consistency and measuring up to the level. I mean, we talk about Georgia being a premier program and they're on the rise and they're going to win a title soon. Yeah, they got the defense for it, but if you can't put points up on the board enough, I mean, if they played Clemson, if that Georgia team from last year or whatever played the 2018-2019 Clemson team, who blew Bama out 44-16, dude, you wouldn't have... I doubt they would have scored any points. I'm sorry, it just is what it is. I think Christian Wilkins would have been all over Jake Fromm. I think Dexter Lawrence or Cleveland Farrell or whoever would have just knocked him out. I'm just saying. So, Jamie Newman, I think, will be the answer. And again, we will find out. Was it Fromm's fault or Kirby's fault? Was it Fromm and he's just a bad quarterback? Or does Kirby need to stop messing with the offense? We'll find out real quick this year, I think. So, anyway, that's it for this video. Dogs fans, again, I tried to be fair. I wasn't trying to throw you under the bus or anything. I'm not trying to throw your team under the bus. But you and I both know that the offense has issues that need to be resolved this year. So, we will see. So, anyway, that's it for this video. Like, comment, and subscribe. All that good stuff. Appreciate y'all for watching and tuning in today. And I'll see you guys next time. Till then, Bauer Sports Media checking out. Have a good day.